CGC unboxing 9.8 pre-screen coming up next on this video from Bronzeville Comics. Hey there, panelologists. This is Jim from Bronzeville Comics coming to you with another video. Before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe. We just did our 4,000 subscriber giveaway as we hopefully head towards 5,000 subscribers. I appreciate everyone who subscribes, who likes, who comments. We still have two of the winners yet to be claimed in the giveaway. If you watch this, David Waring and Mr. Torrance, you get in touch with me. Email is in the description of this video, so send me an email and we can get your contact information, get those books out to you. I appreciate the support of the channel. Also, follow us on other socials, Bronzeville_comics on Instagram, and also Bronzeville_comics on Whatnot. I'm on Whatnot every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And usually I preview the shows. Give us a follow, bookmark the shows. And there is a link in the description of this video where if you have not yet signed on with Whatnot and you do through the link, you'll get $10 off your first purchase. It doesn't have to be with me. Also, I said the email is in the description as well as my eBay store. So we're going to get right into this box. But first, I did a little video of the books that I sent off. It was a 25-book, 9.8 modern pre-screen before CGC changed their tiers and rules and all that sort of stuff. So let's take a quick look at the books that I was sending out, and then we'll come back and see which ones came back at a 9.8. So I wanted to just put this video together real quick. This is basically, I'm crossing my fingers. I'm doing a 9.8 pre-screen submission to CGC. When you see this video, this part is going to be followed by the unboxing. So it's a 25-book pre-screen. That's still in effect as of the date that I am submitting it. CGC is changing it, that there's no limit in the number of books, or no number of books necessary to have a pre-screen. I guess you could do a pre-screen with one book, which is kind of interesting. So if you have like, an Ultimate Fallout 4 or Batman Adventures 12, or, one of the big key moderns, you could put it in a 9.8 pre-screen. Most of these books I got, as parts of deals, pretty cheap. But some of them might be a little bit of a gamble to get a 9.8. I might be pushing it a little bit, but I'm going to be real careful because I'm handling these. This is a Joe Jusko variant that I got at New York Comic Con last year. Then some from an Amazing Spider-Man collection. Unfortunately, the values of these books has dipped, these Venom books. But I think these are all pretty solid candidates. I didn't have any notes to the contrary. So we'll see what kind of grader I get. There are a couple of books that are pushes. Black Knight #1, I think, looked pretty clean. Now, note on this book, there is no newsstand variant. They all were printed with the UPC code. This next book is from 2020 Comic Con. It is a glow-in-the-dark cover by J. Scott Campbell for Black Widow. This is a book I've been trying to get in a 9.8 for Superboy Prime. This is a little interesting push. There's a line kind of running from his head to his chest, but I think it's a printer line. I tried to get it out. I minimized it, but I couldn't completely get it out. So that's a little bit of a gamble. Here we have a Harley Quinn Nakayama Gold Foil Virgin variant. That fingerprint over there is on the bag. And then I have, these were worth a lot more back in the day. These Hawkeye #1s, because this isn't even really Kate Bishop's first appearance. But I had a bunch of these, all in not real good, real strong 9.8 contenders. Another book that kind of came and went, but might come back again. First appearance is Soldier Boy. When the boy's next season drops, those are when those keys tend to heat up. This Justice League 30, first cameo appearance of Jessica Cruz. Don't know if we're getting her in the Lantern series, and the first full appearance of Jessica Cruz as Green Lantern. A .1, number 1. This is the first Sam Alexander. Sandman 22. Trying to remember the key significance of it. These Sandman books are a little tough because the paper they were printed on, the Vertigo paper, is thinner. This I expected 9.8 on. This is the alternate cover to Stargirl: The Lost Children number 4. It's a 1 in 25 variant, and it is an homage to, as we see, Flash Comics 10. It's basically the cover Flash Comics 10 with Boom inserted. That is her first cover appearance. This is a little bit tougher because it is a thicker book. It's double-sized. The first in continuity appearance of Firestar, but I think that looks pretty clean. And we got just a classic cover, Uncanny X-Men. This, in anticipation of perhaps White Tiger coming to the MCU, maybe Jenna Ortega, maybe have a role. And here is a classic Jim Lee cover on X-Men 11. That book has dipped a little bit in value, just with the market and supply and demand. There is enough of a supply of that, but I figured, let me send it in. So that's my 9.8 pre-screen. Fingers crossed. Let's see how many we get back graded at a 9.8. So there you have it. Those are the books I sent out. Now, I do know that 17 of the 25 made the cut. That's passing. That's 68%. Not great. But I know I took a shot on a couple of books, and we're going to take a closer look at some of the other books to see why they didn't make it. Hopefully some of the higher value books made it, although some of them are going to be, at least for the time being, staying in the PC, and others are going to be kind of putting into my spec box, and we'll go through that. I'm going to talk about where I got these books from, and obviously, no surprise on the grades. We just want to see which 17 books made it and which 8 didn't. Now, I didn't pay a lot for most of these books, and that's kind of what I'm looking at 9.8 pre-screens, books that I can pick up at a flea market, a show, or whatever that I think have potential, work on them a little bit, send them out, and potentially get a 9.8 and take a book that you maybe spend, let's say, between $10 and $30 for, and you can get $100, $150, $200 or more, depending on the book it is and depending on what you find. Like if you find it in a like a flea market, you can, pay a lot less and get a higher return. At a show, for a book that would return, let's say, $300 or $400 in a 9.8, you're going to have to pay up for the raw. But sometimes you find really good deals, and sometimes some of these came from collections. We'll go through all that. So all of these, I cleaned and pressed myself. I don't know which ones came back at a 9.8. So we're going to delve into them, and then we're going to take a look at the books that failed to make the cut. I just want to see which order we're going to go in. Is it... I think it's the other way. I'm going to start over here. I don't know. They might be in alphabetical order. They may not be. So there's no use in hiding the grades. Let's just see what we got. And the first book, okay, this is backwards alphabetically. Nice. We also want to check the page quality. And there was a little bit of a ding on the other side of the... thing. We want to check the cases. Cases look good. X-Men number 11. This is the last issue that Jim Lee worked on the book. I picked this up at the Stormville Flea Market. I'm going to say probably for maybe $10, maybe more. Probably not much more. It's about a $100 book in a 9.8 right now. So, double up even with case costs. That's pretty good. So again, that classic Jim Lee cover and his last work on the book. Now, if we're working backwards alphabetically, let's see what's next. And we're not. It is Amazing Spider-Man 362. This is the second full appearance of Carnage. And the first time we see all three of these characters on the cover. 9.8 white pages. This was part of an Amazing Spider-Man collection I had that I got, I think September of 2021. And this is the time it takes me to process these and send them off to CGC. This is another one about $100 in a 9.8, but there has been a little bit of an uptick because of the new Carnage storyline. Nothing to do with the movies, obviously. That had hit much higher heights back in the day. What is even on this table? On the slab. That's weird. The slab's not sitting flat on my table. I don't know why. Table's warped? I don't know. Okay. So maybe I don't know. I do put, when I put the books in, I put them in alphabetical order, alphabetical numerical order. Okay. Up next, Amazing Spider-Man #1. This was a Joe Jusko 2022 New York Comic Con exclusive. I got this at the con. This is worth... We'll edit that out. This is worth probably something south of $100. I'm not sure about Jusko Convention Edition, New York Comic Con 2022 exclusive, but nice book there. Okay, not a big, from the Comic Mint. Not a huge payday on that one. Not going to let me retire early. Ooh. Yeah, ooh, I see it. Is that part of the slab? Oh, I guess that is. The way this particular slab is sealed. Looked like a crack, but... No, maybe it is a crack, yeah. That's in the... Darn it. Gonna have to inquire about that in a mechanical error. So let me just make note of the books that we've gotten back. So they kind of scrolled around here. Okay. Up next. Let's see what the next book is. And we're going to have to pay, especially with the new rules. I'm going to send this back to my LC if I have to. Okay, Amazing Spider-Man 431. This is the first appearance of Cosmic Carnage. Or the second appearance, the first cover appearance. Slab looks good. This I got in that Spider-Man collection. This is about a $250 book in a 9.8. So that is a nice one. Some of these books will be available. This one will probably be available. If you're interested, just reach out to me via email. And that came out okay. So that is one of the bigger books, maybe the biggest book in terms of value in the collection. In this submission, I should say. Up next, okay, this is number 410. This is the first Spider Carnage. It just says Carnage appearance. Okay. Case looks fine. Again, white pages, 9.8 white pages. That's good. This one is about $125. So it's hard to judge exactly how much I spent for each book in the collection. Probably, I mean, below fair market value for a raw. So these are nice. They're wins in terms of the value. I didn't, I paid below fair. Of course, I paid 2021 below 2021 fair market value. Up next, this is a Black Widow #3. This is another New York Comic Con exclusive. I just need to get the focus there. There we go. It is a J. Scott Campbell cover. Not a lot of sales of this one. It is a J. Scott Campbell glow-in-the-dark cover. It doesn't say... No, this wasn't... It is... The COA is part of the back cover. I thought this was from New York Comic Con. I got it through New York Comic Con, but it is a glow-in-the-dark cover. Not a lot of sales of this, but I think the most recent sale was about $130. So there you can kind of see the glow-in-the-dark for that Black Widow cover. Obviously, it's hard to get on my cell phone, but it is there. We can take a look at the glow-in-the-dark aspect of that book. Okay, what's next? Please, 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 please. Okay, no, it went the other way. This, actually, I was surprised. This was one of the ones I did not think would get it. This is going to go in a spec because this, the first solo series for Dane Whitman as the Black Knight. The original Black Knight comes back, so it's, I guess, incorporating both Black Knights. I read this, I think I got it a long time ago. Now, one of the interesting things, and I think I spoke about it when I did the video of what I was submitting, is this is not a newsstand edition. It doesn't say so here because all of the books of this, much like Sensational She-Hulk 1, all have the barcode. So still, this in a 9.8 is about $121. I'm not sure where I got this. Maybe Streetside Anthony? Or at a flea market? I'm not sure. I was actually kind of surprised when I was working on that would come back. I thought that was one of the questionable ones. Up next, okay, Harley Quinn number 22. This is another New York Comic Con exclusive. I expected to get the 9/8. David Nakayama foil virgin cover. Nakayama Convention Edition A virgin foil cover. So that came out pretty nice. So hard to track sales on this. Not quite $100 maybe. This is one of those things, these convention exclusives are hot right after they come out, and then almost all of them cool down. Okay, let me get some of these plastic bags out of the way. Let's clean out this box a little bit. Okay, up next. Oh, yes. Yes. I'm so happy I got this one. Yes, this is really nice. This was one of the ones I was hoping for. This is DC Comics Presents 87. I got this actually at 2021 New York Comic Con for $25. And this is in a 9.8. It's a $236 book. So that is a win. This is the kind of book that I was talking about in terms of what I'm going after. Pay $25 for it, another $20, let's say $30, $55, and it's worth over $200. The fact of the matter is, though, this one, I'm just checking the case, this one is not going anywhere. I have a 9.6 that I had gotten previously. I think I actually paid more for that raw than I did this 9.8. This one I was a little questionable about. But it did come back a 9.8. The first appearance of Superboy Prime. This DC Comics Presents run, this is not from my original collection. I did buy every single one of those issues as they came out. So that has a lot of keys. It has 26 is the first New Teen Titans. 27 is the first Mongol. You have the first Masters of the Universe in comics. You have that one. That I think is 49 with Superman and Shazam versus Black Adam was hot for a while. So there are some keys in there. Issue number 1, which is a Superman Flash race, is also a nice book if you can get it in 90 because that's from the late 70s also. Okay. Let's see what's next. So that one I'm really happy about. There's one other one I better get, and a couple other I really want. We'll see. We're getting, I think I've had, it looks like 3, at least kind of going alphabetically. I didn't get, okay, this one, Hawkeye number 1, the 2017 series, in a 9.8 white pages. This I got for like $25 on eBay. It's about a $100 book. So, I might hold on to this until we see Kate Bishop return to the MCU. This at one point hit $385 in a 9.8, and it's a story of supply and demand because the supply of 9.8s has increased. The demand for this book has decreased since the show dropped. So I submitted several of these. There's 2. I went against kind of Mint Hunter has that rule, never submit multiple of the same book. Is this the same one? No, this is not. Okay, so 2 of those, 2 didn't make the cut, which is fine. Those were not books I was really hoping on. This is Justice League. This is another one that's going to go in the spec pile. Justice League number 30. This is the second cameo appearance of Jessica Cruz before she becomes powered. I think she's called Power Ring in her first appearance. This, in a 9.8, is only like a $40 book. Right, and I got this on eBay for I'm not sure how much. I don't know. So, yeah, I'll hold on. If we see Jessica Cruz appear at some point in time, we can get that. So I've already, I think I've 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fingers crossed for some of the other books. Probably not that one. This next book is Hero Gasm. Okay, got that in a 9.8. This is the first appearance of Soldier Boy. They did adapt this miniseries in the Boys TV show. So let's check the case. And it hit heights at that time of like $400. Right now, it's $155. This is probably the kind of book that I'll hold on to until we see the series again. There's some schmutz on the case. So I did buy this on eBay for $54.35. So, I'm into it for about, let's say about $85. It's worth not quite double that. So we'll hold on to that for a while. Don't need to. Okay, and I have, let me see how many I have left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 books left. So let's see what's next. Ah, this was one I really wanted. This is a brand new book. It's Stargirl, The Lost Children #4. It's the 1 in 25 Todd Knock variant. And it is the first cover appearance of Boom. This is a character who is a sidekick who evidently has kind of been there all along, but nobody noticed. That's not Spider-Boy. She is the daughter of Jay Garrick. This new Jeff Johns run reintroduced a bunch of new sidekicks to Golden Age heroes. And one of the things about this is the actual title's down here, Stargirl, The Lost Children #4, but it is an homage, and I'll put a picture of it here, like here, there, of Flash Comics #10. So it kind of leads me down the rabbit hole of wanting a slabbed copy of Flash Comics #10, which is hard to come by because it's from 1940. So that's going to be put on my want list, but I don't, maybe not the 2023 want list. So this one I was really just hoping to get a 9.8 for the PC. I just thought it was it's right in my wheelhouse, Justice Society of America, Golden Age stuff. So that is really cool. Glad I got that. I would have been disappointed if I didn't. There's one other book that I really wanted from this submission. So we'll see if it's one of the 3 remaining ones. Only because I think it has kind of immediate spec value, and I thought it was a solid 9.8, but we'll see. There's, I think, 3 books left. Okay, this is a nice one to have. I already have 9.8s of this. This is Justice League #31. Follows #30, obviously. It is the first full appearance of Jessica Cruz. She's the new Power Ring. She does become a Green Lantern. I was kind of speculating on this character for a couple of reasons. I've been speculating on DC characters with diversity. She fits the bill. I think she's Honduran descent, I think. And she is featured prominently in DC Superhero Girls. In the most recent iteration of that show, she's one of the main characters. She also had her own animated movie from DC where they fought the Fatal Five, and she was kind of the prominent hero they featured in that. And also I felt, and excuse me, my getting a little bit of eye irritation, because you may have known I'm in the Northeast and we're dealing with a lot of pollutants in the air from the Canadian wildfires. So anyone in the area, I hope you stay safe. It's been a little bit irritating today to go through that, and kind of bizarre. So anyway, and like the sun looks red, and I guess that's why Superman can't put out the wildfires, because he's depowered, right? Affecting all the Kryptonians. Anyway, back to Jessica Cruz. They had announced early on for HBO Max, they had announced the Green Lantern show that was going to feature initially Guy Gardner, Alan Scott, maybe Kyle Rayner, and maybe Jessica Cruz. Seems like the new series isn't going to go quite in that direction, but I do think at some point we're going to see her. I think she's a really great character to spec on for DC. As it stands, that book right now is like a $147 book, which is down about 50% from its high. It was about a $300 book at one point. So I got 2 books left. Let's see. One of them is... this was the other one I wanted, just because of potential, spec potential in this. And so anyway, the Jessica Cruz book, I got that on eBay. I'm not sure for how much, maybe about $40. This one, if you watch, and I'll post a link at the end of this video to the video I got this in. I got this for $2 at the flea market. So this is the first appearance of Angela Del Toro as the second White Tiger. The second White Tiger, is it the second or the third? And the reason that I kind of put this ahead of the other books, because what makes me happy about this is most of the books I picked up at the flea market that day, I thought were 9.8 contenders. So this book right now in a 9.8 is about $131. I bought it for $2. In November of last year, it hit a high of $320. So I'm telling you my thinking on this book and why I accelerated it. I'm hoping to get some more 9.8s out of that flea market find. There were rumors, and if you kind of connect the dots, that Jenna Ortega, right, of Wednesday fame, one of the hottest properties in Hollywood right now, really, one of the most in-demand actors, she might be in the MCU, potentially in the Daredevil series. I think this is a good fit for Jenna Ortega, this character. What do you think? Is this good spec? As it is, it's still over $100 in a 9.8. That is a nice book to have. So glad to have that in the collection. And then the last book, I think it's one of two. So I'm not displeased. And okay, this one, that's nice. This is nice. This is also a book that is a spec book. This is Uncanny X-Men 193. This is the first in-continuity appearance of Firestar. Firestar, first appearance of Warpath in costume. It doesn't even indicate that Firestar. That's really drop the ball on CGC's notes. So anyway, this is the first appearance in continuity of Firestar. We see her right there. She had previously appeared in Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, which was an animated series which had a connected comic book in the late 70s, I believe it was. Might have been early 80s. It was right around there. Maybe like 80, 81. If you're interested in that book, follow Joe from 360 Comics. He had his 9,000 subscriber giveaway on Instagram. 360 Comics. He's giving away a newsstand copy of Spider-Man's Amazing Friends #1, which has a true first appearance of Firestar. This book is only about a $79 book. Now, this came as part of a collection. So, and this is a little bit tougher because it is a thicker book. It's a double-sized issue. So I'm quite happy. I thought it was a real solid 9.8 contender. Happy that it came back as a 9.8. So the books that I kind of really wanted, I got as 9.8s, including the DC Comics Presents, which I was looking for, and the White Tiger, and that Stargirl exclusive. So we have then 17 books made the cut. 8 books did not get graded. Some of these I just took a flyer on. Figure it's $9. Now, when I'm doing pre-screens, for the most part in the future, pre-screen like this, I'll just throw 25 books into a pre-screen because that does save you on shipping. So let's look at the books that did not make the cut, and I will just go through these fairly quickly. I'll take a look at to see if sometimes they actually give graders notes. Now, one thing, what's kind of funny is this got mailed in. I gave it to my LCS on April 19th. I think he sent it in, let's say, like the 24th, right? He didn't get a chance the next couple days, whatever, the 24th. And we're talking about June 8th. Not bad turnaround. It says here that it was received on 5/26. So it took them about a month to receive it. Due date 7/7. From 5/26, it took, what, a week or so for them to grade it and then ship it back, which isn't bad. Pre-screen's supposed to take a little bit longer, and I'm fine with that, because I'd rather have these books raw than graded 9.4, 9.6, 9.2, because I have these, pay $9. So a couple I was a little bit disappointed with. ASM 363, this triple head cover. That came from the same Spider-Man collection, as did this. This is the first appearance of Cosmic Carnage. This one I thought was a flyer, and I explained that it had a little bit of a line that I thought was a printer's line, but I'm just going to keep that raw. 2 of these. This Sam Alexander book. The Sandman 22. I thought that was a good contender. I thought this one surprises me maybe a little bit. I have to look at my notes if I have notes on this, because this looks pretty sharp. I might take a closer look to see if I could do something with it. Uncanny X-Men 207, this classic Wolverine cover. So we'll come back. I'm going to check the grader's notes on these because you'll see they do have a certification number. And if you type that certification number, and you can sometimes see grader's notes. Rarely. I did see once, I'd sent in a Spider-Man 2099 #1 that said tanning on the inside cover. Okay, so we got 17 back. I'm not disappointed with that. I'll be back in just a second for you as I do some research. So unfortunately, I did not make as detailed notes as, or really any notes on these as I should have. I was kind of going by memory. The total fair market value, the books that made the grade, is $2,184. Considering it was about $500 and change to grade the books, and probably the cost of the books was probably about another $500 or so. So I spent $1,000, got 17 books back, doubled that value, and I still have 9 books. I think I'm going to take a closer look at, maybe not those, not that one. I'm going to take a closer look at, let's see, which ones. Definitely, no, not that one. Those 4, no. Maybe this one. I think there might have been something with it that I threw it in. I thought this one and these 2 were fairly solid. So we'll take a look at them again. Maybe another press to see if there's something I missed on the book. So I'm happy. I'm happy with the books that I got because they're all 9/8, and I got some really cool books for my collection. I'm really happy about the Stargirl Flash homage and the DC Comics Presents 87. Those books are going to go in my personal collection. The X-Men 193 will probably stay in the PC for now. I wasn't planning on it, but I'm kind of low-key building up a high-grade X-Men run. I want to get all of the 94 through 143 in high grade. The later issues, 96, 98, the early issues, I can go down a little bit lower, but 9+ maybe. And then 9/8 in the keys after that. So at the very least, though, I'm going to hold on to that book. If we see Firestar appears in an X-Men property, then maybe if that book spikes, I'll move it. There are a few books that are going to be in the spec pile. The Jessica Cruz books, the White Tiger, the Boys Herogasm book, probably the Hawkeye books I'll hold on to, and the Black Knight, because I think those would all fall into the category of spec books in terms of the value go up. We know the Black Knight is returning, and I'm pretty confident we're going to see White Tiger. We're going to see Jessica Cruz. So those are good books. We know we're going to get another season of The Boys, and those keys all kind of heat up around that time. So anyway, let me know what you think of the books, the grades, which of the books you are interested in, you think are cool personal collection ads. And again, the other thing I'm really happy is that book that came out of because most of them looked really, really sharp. The book that came out of the flea market find got the 9/8. That's always great. So anyway, take a look at a couple of my other videos here. And this is Jim saying until next time, enjoy your comics.